ignition interlock.
I don't have a vehicle. I have the scam monitor on me.
Oh, you have the monitor on you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we will do, is there a reason
I don't understand why I report every week.
is there a reason she has a warrant?
The system just picked her up as a fugitive.
I don't understand. I report every week.
All right, just a second. Who's her attorney? All right, Ms. Boss, I don't know anything about your case. The only thing I know is what you're charged with, and I have to tell you what your rights are. You understand? All right. So you're charged with driving while intoxicated with a child under the age of 15, state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Do you understand? All right, you have a right to remain silent. You have a right to hire an attorney. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, one will be appointed to you if you're determined to be indigent. They determine whether or not you're indigent from a form that you fill out. If you need help filling out that form, you let them know and the clerks will help you fill that out. You will have a reasonable time to speak with your court-appointed attorney or your retained attorney. You have a right to have an attorney present during any interviews you may have with the state or with a peace officer or anyone. You understand? If you decide to give an interview, which you're not required to do, but if you decide to have an interview or have someone question you and answer those questions, you can stop that interview at any time, but any statements you make can be used against you in the court of law. Do you understand? All right, if you are not a citizen, you have a right to have contact with your consulate. Do you understand? All right. Do you have any questions about anything? All right, do you have an attorney?
I do. Well, the court appointed a lawyer.
Okay,
He didn't show. He told me to come to 186, and I was there in the morning. They told me to come to 187.
okay,
And
okay. All right, so I'm gonna need you to sign your name.
yes,
By
ma'am.
signing your name on this, you're not admitting to anything. It's just saying that I've gone over your rights with you and you understand them. You understand? Deputy Laura, could you have her sign this? And state, do you have a recommended bond? State, do you all have a recommended bond on 2023 CR 1969? Thank you.
What's the offense tonight?
It's driving while intoxicated with a child. And Norma, can you have her brought over tomorrow? If you're still in custody, we'll have you brought over tomorrow.
State recommended $5,000 bonds.
Okay. All right, based upon the history that I reviewed and the state's request, I'm going to set your bond at 5,000, but I'm going to order ignition interlock.
I don't have a vehicle. I have the scam monitor on me.
Oh, you have the monitor on you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we will do, is there a reason
I don't understand why I report every week.
is there a reason she has a warrant?
The system just picked her up as a fugitive.
I don't understand. I report every week.
All right, just a second. Who's her attorney? Joseph who? Appelt? All right, can you call Joseph Appelt and see where he is?
Oh, it's from the pretrial violations, Judge. Oh, hold on. Give me 1 second. Oh, yeah, Judge, it was due to a violation report.
All right, and what is the violation report? Can you pull that? Are you talking about the file? Because I have the file.
Oh, well, then it, if you log into the file.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. All right, just have a seat. State of Texas versus Vanessa Baez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Maria Encinas for the state of Texas, Your Honor.
Defense?
Joseph Uphelt for the defense.
Are you Miss Baez?
Miss Bass,
Bass. All right, is there one B or just?
one B, I mean, one
One
B,
A.
one S.
Okay. Counsel, have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
I believe I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Bass, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
You do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Bass, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes,
Did
ma'am.
you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of driving while intoxicated with a child,
Yes, ma'am.
15, under 15? Did you understand?
Yes.
Right, that's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? That's okay. After reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty in count 1, paragraph A, B, and C. And the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
With permission of the court, Your Honor, yes.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
If it pleases the court, Ms. Boz has readily accepted responsibility for her actions on that day as not just evidenced by her plea of guilty, but this is the first setting that we're on. And she actually, as the court is aware, turned herself in yesterday due to a misunderstanding and miscommunication of her court date a few months back. She wanted to take care of this as soon as possible, thereby also showing her admittance of guilt and her acceptance of the responsibility for her actions. With respect to Ms. Boz herself, she's been married for 6 years. They have 4 children, ages 15 now, just turned 15, 9, and twins that are 6. She is currently employed as Spring Hill Marriott, and she has been for almost a year in the housekeeping division. There she lives with her husband and her 4 children. Due to the certain financial limitations that she has, she is on Medicaid for the children and some financial assistance, mainly food stamps. And so we're going to respectfully request the court to not only follow the plea bargain, but when you do, Your Honor, to assess the minimum reporting fees, minimum supervisory fees, as well as follow the $500 fine. And since restitution may be involved, she did have insurance on the vehicle. If there's any restitution that's involved, that's important, we believe. And so if you could probate some of that fine as well. She does realize and recognize it is already low considering what it could be. With respect to that, Judge, we do ask you to follow the plea bargain.
All right, anything you wish to say, Ms. Bass?
I truly apologize for my actions. I know it wasn't right and I messed up and I'm trying to hold responsibility for what I've done. And I just, if you please give me a chance, I really don't want to be out of my children's lives. Like, I know what matters and they're my priority. I should have known this 6 months ago, but there's no excuse. There's not. I really am sorry. Like, I made a mistake.
No, not a mistake. I always tell people a choice.
A choice. I made a wrong choice.
Yes. Because what I've discovered, and I always tell people this, my statistics professor will be upset with me because I haven't done a study. But based upon what I've seen, usually the person who's driving intoxicated, when they get in an accident, they're just fine. Usually it's their passengers who get killed. In this case, it could have been your children. Usually it's some grandmother who's just out trying to enjoy her golden years. I put myself in the golden years category because I'm in the twilight of my life. But usually that's who it is. Somebody who's just trying to enjoy their life. And I don't know why it is in San Antonio and other places. Guess what? If you're going to drink, just have a designated driver. I don't drink. I think alcohol doesn't taste good. That's why I don't drink. But I was always a designated driver for people. Because of that, I got free Sprite with lime from everybody because they're like, Stephanie's the designated driver. And I was fine with that. Have a designated driver. Or you know what? Take the Via bus. I'm going to go drink. I'm taking the Via bus. Or either drink at your house. There's no need to get behind the wheel because things can go badly pretty quickly. You understand?
Yes, I understand and you are correct.
Okay. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sentence you to a $500 fine that will be probated, 180 days in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 2 years, proof of employment within 15 days, no employment as a home health care provider with minors, restitution, if any, to Carlos Tovar. If for any reason the restitution appears that it's not what it should be, you can always approach the court. 150 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to require parenting classes. Once you complete the parenting classes, that will satisfy your 150 hours community service restitution. I'm going to want 90 sober meetings in 90 days, 1 year Texas driver's license suspension, DWI intervention, VIP, regular reporting by Zoom or in person. I'm going to want a TAP evaluation. If the TAP recommends inpatient treatment, we'll start with intensive outpatient treatment. If it recommends intensive outpatient treatment, we're going to start with supportive outpatient treatment. I'm going to want ignition interlock for half the term. We'll do field visits one time for 2 months. If there are no issues with field visits, then probation, you can discontinue them if you think it's appropriate. Probation, is there anything else she needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand? If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. And thank you. You were taken into custody yesterday. You were released and you still made it to court on time. I appreciate that. And thank you for your honesty.
Judge, we may need to go back over one more thing. It has to do with the vehicle. She doesn't have a vehicle.
All right. So if she does not have a vehicle, we're back on the record. You will need to provide an affidavit of non-driving. So that means that you cannot drive any vehicle. And probation, I want it checked to make sure that there are no vehicles at that home. And then if that is the case, then the court will order a mobile device. And probation, she can do whichever mobile device, which is the least expensive one.
I believe she's currently on Scram, Your Honor.
Okay.
And she's been riding the bus since she lacked the funds to get the vehicle out of the impound. And I do realize, and I explained to her that if she does get a vehicle, then she's going to have to come back to the court or have ignition placed on that vehicle at that time, and that term has not expired yet.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I used to ride the Via bus. It is nice, right?
It's peaceful, like, I like to catch the bus and then I go through my little route and get my breakfast, go to work. I like it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
May I excuse, Your Honor?
You're welcome.
Thank
Yes,
you.
you may be excused.